The final stage of your healing is like a rebirth filled with self-love and self-care. You have new beliefs, your mind heals, and you have a new worldview. This is where you now become the strongest, wisest version of yourself, and where you get to forgiveness. You never forget, but you can learn to forgive, Deepak said. I knew it, so I would have to practice forgiveness after all, something I was not ready for. Deep down, I knew he was right, but I wasn't ready to hear it fully, not just yet. Letting go of my rage, getting to forgiveness, it all felt like an impossible mountain to climb, and not one I had the will or energy or willingness to tackle. We sat in silence together as I took it all in. I'll never forgive him, or Carly, especially Carly. She, more than anyone, knew my lifelong dream was finally coming true, and then she willingly, knowingly blew it all up. I hate them both so much. I said this knowing how immature I must have sounded to this special, amazing, kind man. Deepak went to a nearby bookshelf, and he came back with a book written by Emmett Fox. Its cover was worn thin from years of use. He turned to one of the many dog-eared pages. Close your eyes, Holly, and take a deep breath. I want to read you something. I did as instructed, and Deepak began. When you hold resentment against anyone, you are bound to that person by a cosmic link, a real, tough mental chain. You are tied by a cosmic tide to the thing that you most hate. The one person perhaps in the whole world whom you most dislike is the very one to whom you are attaching yourself by a hook that is stronger than steel. Deepak stopped reading and looked up at me. Fresh, hot tears poured down my cheeks. Holly, you may not realize it, but hating someone binds you just as tightly to that person as longing does. Hate is a poison that gets into your bloodstream. Before we can heal, we have to release any hurt and upset that we're holding on to. Forgiving helps you let go of the pain. Forgiving is for your sake. It's for your well-being and healing, and it's a slow process that happens in layers and stages. You don't want to be bound to Carly or anything else. I was blinking back the tears from my eyes. I just wanted to be free from the whole ugly experience. Deepak said, then consider that Carly's actions were ultimately the greatest gift she could have given you, Deepak suggested gently. Before I could protest, he continued, it wasn't Carly's fault that you were targeted and manipulated by a sociopath. Her seeming betrayal that day saved you from embroiling yourself in a life of unimaginable darkness and pain. With that one act, she exposed Barry for what he really was and opened the door for you to reclaim your freedom. Maybe it was Deepak's power of suggestion, but I suddenly felt lighter, as if that mental chain of resentment had been broken just by the realization that because of Carly's actions, I was actually free. Deepak must have noticed the softening of my face. As if wanting to leave me to soak in this transformation for a few minutes, he gave me a loving nod before walking back into the bookstore. I slowly dove back into my mostly uneaten lunch. My appetite was suddenly back. I could always gauge my emotional state by my ability to eat. Clearly, I was feeling a bit better in the aftermath of this raging eruption of tears. Friends, if you're suffering from feelings of hate, rage, or betrayal, I've just created a 10-part Healing the Heart yoga video series taught by the world's most beloved yoga instructors to take you by the hand and walk you towards forgiveness and back into the light. You can access it for free right now when you order my book. Please visit thelovethief.com for all the details.